Hey friends, Alex from Alex Crafts here, and I wanted to do a little like show off of my new sermon notes book. So if you've been around here for a while, you may remember that I have like a ton of these like sermon notes and prayer requests or prayer journals. These are the first ones I did on Amazon, and I love them, and I've done tons of covers for this size since then. And I've also done, like the Traveler's Notebook ones, and I think like B6 I think is this size, but again, different colors, all that for all of those kinds of journals. But I've been finding as I like take more and more notes, especially during sermons, the longer the sermons get at church, all of that, notes help me focus on the sermon, and then B, I was running out of room because in these sermon notes, you can see that, I tried to do it simple, like just one spread per week kind of thing with the date, topic. You can see kind of, you do like scriptures reference and then the notes and then deeper study, reflection, and prayer requests. So this was, one spread per week. That was kind of my thought. And this worked really well for when I had shorter notes. But again, the more and more I take notes, the more and more I was running out of room. So I needed to upgrade a little bit, if you will. So I decided to go big. So this is 8.5 by 11, standard like paper size. So if you have other notes or like notebook paper, you can like tuck it in here and it works really well. And part of the reason I did this is because I was loving some of the verse mapping journals that I have that I really did like the big pages. So that you can kind of see, it has like the verse, write it down, key subject, key principles, key verse, key words, key people, applications, and conclusions. So that's on just like 8.5 by 11, and it has the dot grid on the side. So I really was loving working in these, especially for my small groups. So I wanted to go bigger like that for my sermon notes. So this is kind of like a whole new design. It does kind of mimic the old ones, but much bigger and much more room to write. So I'm going to flip through just to a blank one, because after that I'll show you how I have been keeping notes this year. So it opens like this, so like blank page on this side if you want to add just anything. Like I've been thinking I'll probably use like this page for some of my deeper study, and some of like if I do like a Bible journaling page on here, and I can kind of keep it together. But on the right side, it starts with date, topic, leader, scriptures reference, notes, lots of room for notes. This whole page can be used for notes because it's just like a grid. Again, notes here, and then it does highlight that deeper study and reflection and prayer requests from the old sermon notes, just to kind of keep it all together and still have those as a call out. I was finding I wasn't writing as much in these as I was my notes. So, like even for the deeper study, I can just write down like a call out or two of what I want to go back and study. And then I can even like, draw an arrow up here and write all that out. So I'll show you kind of how I'm using this in just a minute, but just wanted to kind of show you what a blank spread looks like. And so there's technically 4 pages per spread, and then the whole book is over 200 pages, so you have a lot of sermons that you can reference. My goal is to kind of make it work for like a year, so you can have the same book for the whole year. But if you go to like a lot of Wednesday services or things like that, then maybe you might need more. So that's just the basics. And of course I am obsessed with these like varsity letters and like the sparkles and all of that. And again, if you've been here for any amount of time, I am absolutely obsessed with the composition notebook look. I mean, look at all this. Like, I think I have a problem. So I wanted to do like the little varsity patches, if you will. So that's on the cover, and then cover pages this book belongs to, and I'll decorate that eventually. But then I wanted some like blank-ish pages just to kind of, you know, maybe like write dates of like sermon series or something like that. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. I did do a little square from Illustrated Faith, just that I really liked. So I might even, you know, put different scripture, like art things there. I haven't decided. But there's the scripture at the bottom. And then, let's see. So here is where I'm kind of starting my notes. And you'll see like this page is still blank because I was still kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. So, you know, I put the topic, the leader. We are in between lead pastors right now, so we do have an interim pastor. So I just wanted to make sure that was there. I used one of my little, I have a little printer that I printed sticker paper on. So did some scripture references there. Clearly, I'm a big fan of binder clips and notes. And then I just kind of highlighted in yellow some of the scripture references, and then in orange and green some of the different like call outs. And then this one, because this was the beginning of a series, I kind of wanted to do more in-depth things. So this is kind of the things I'm talking about with like the deeper study. So I have some really great notes that kind of go book by book of the Bible and give some really great like insight, if you will. So I kind of take those in there. I grab the sermon transcript and just kind of put that in there, and then this to hold it down. And then I have a life application Bible that has some really, really great insights, usually like below each of the scriptures, that give kind of some history and things like that. So I took a picture of that and printed it off just to kind of give that. So again, this is the first time I use this, so I hadn't really decided how I was going to use the deeper study and reflection, prayer requests, all of that. And you'll kind of see as I go through, I add a little bit more. So on to the next one, same thing, just wrote the scriptures. And I'll probably go back and like add more things like I did here to the rest, but I need to like sit down and kind of go through the study. Like again, just kind of as part of my quiet time. And then again, just highlighting, haven't really done much here. This was a really busy week with a long sermon, so I didn't go back and do much. Again, and yet another one, this was just this week. Same way of highlighting scriptures in yellow, main topics and in orange and green. And then here's where you can kind of see that I did like things I want to go back and study, and prayer requests that were specifically called out during service. So that's just kind of how I did that there. And then again, I've only been using this for about 3 weeks, and I'm really excited to kind of use this to go back and do some of my deeper studies, especially as we wrap up the series. I always love to go back and read things again and really go back and kind of look at things with a new light. But I did want to show you kind of how I'm using this new book, because I really haven't talked about it much, because this is something that I selfishly made for myself, and wasn't sure how I was going to be using it, or if I was going to share it at all. But I'm loving it so much, and a couple people at church asked about it, so I just wanted to show you how I'm using it, if you will. So I hope that helps. I will leave links to everything down below, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Thanks so much, friends. Bye-bye.